Hello everyone, welcome to my Java tutorial. Today we are going to discuss about Java modifiers, Java variables, packages, encapsulation, and we will also look into some examples. And try to understand the basic concepts. Learning basic concepts is crucial. Without this foundation, writing efficient code is difficult, and you need to understand why you are writing this and what you are writing. So let's start with the Java modifiers. So we have two kinds of modifiers. One is access modifiers and the other one is non-access modifiers. So access modifiers like public, default, protected and private. So protected provides a specific intermediate level of visibility designed primarily to support inheritance. So protected actually in the middle. So it offers more access than the default private modifier, but significantly less than the public modifier. And about private modifier, the private access modifier in Java provides the most restrictive access level. So it is strictly within the class in which it is declared. And if you are not going to declare anything like private or protected, by default it will be package private. Non-access modifiers. In non-access modifiers, there is the strict FP, final and abstract. So we'll learn about final. Final used specifically to create constraints, prevent method overriding and stop class inheritance. So this method overriding and inheritance we'll learn later, but right now just remember what final means. For the abstract, it used to define blueprints for classes and methods that enforce a contract for future subclasses to implement. Now about Java variables. There are three kinds of variables: instance variables, class variables, local variables. So instance variables is also called as non-static variables. Instance variables are accessible by all methods, constructors and blocks within the class. But their visibility, it depends on other classes like the access modifier. What type of access modifiers you used? For example, public, private or protected depend on this access modifier. The visibility will be this access instance variable will be accessed or restricted. So class variable. Class variables also called as a static variables. So a static variable is a class level variable that is shared by all instances. Instances, that means object of a class. This means there is only one copy of the variable in memory. We define the class variables in this way: public as a public, static is the keyword static, so it is a class variable, so static, integer and the name of the variable, number of poles. You can assign something or you can just define as a number of poles. What is local variables? A local variable in Java is a variable declared within the body of a method, constructor, or a specific block of code. So variable will be destroyed when the execution of the method terminates. Let's see an example. In here, we create two packages. One package is com.mybank and we create a class in that package. The class name is here bank account. Then we declare a variable as a private, type is double, and the variable name is balance. So this is a private variable, so it can be accessed within this bank account class. But what if we want to access this from another class like this one? So because it is private, we actually can't access it directly. We also declare a private method is a helper private method, and this is also internally used. So these two are private and these four methods are public. So what will happen in here? So we also learned like local variable. So what is the instance variable and local variable, right? So this one, because it's private, it's an instance variable. And here, these are the local variables. It is within this method. Now for this main class, you can basically write this main public static void mains in the same class, but we make it different class to better used and understand. This is also because you will write a ton of classes, then it is better to differentiate the main class separately. So here we also put a package name, any package name, like you give a package name, then you want to access this bank account class. Then what you need to do first, you need to import this class. So how you import another class? So first you say import keyword, then you need to put the package name com.mybank, then the class name, then it will come .bank account. So this way you import another class to this class. So here we create a my main app as a main class, and it is also a public class. Then we say public static void mains, and we will learn how this works, public static void mains. But for now we create an instance my account of this class bank account, and then we initialize it in this way, new bank account. So we also put 1000 amount, and then as I said, private method or variable you can't access directly. So if we try to access, then this will give you an error. But we can access the public. So in this case, these are the public methods. You can access the public method. So the instance object like my account dot the method name deposit, then this will work fine. So now we'll see this in practical. So this is the bank account class. So in bank account, these two are private and this is the main class. So let's see, if we want to access it directly, what happens? you can see there is an error and it is telling me to make it public. But we don't actually want it public because we want it as a private so that we can restrict the access. And this red it is telling me that there is an error. Same goes for this private method. This one is also giving me error. So in practically you can also see that you can't access this private method or variable. You can only access the public one. So if we run this program, what will happen? So we assign the bank account as a amount 1000, then we call the method deposit and we deposit $50 with 1000, then we withdraw 200. So run this and you can see the current balance. When we call the get balance, it will show you 850, the total balance. So that's how this works. Now let's see the next example. So we said that public static void means this is a function in the main class. So why we are saying it in this way? Why this is this structure? Here the public. In here public is public, so everyone can access. This is the class and this is my app, which is the name of the class. Now this particular line, so this is also public. So this public keyword indicates it is globally accessible. When we say static, the static keyword ensures it is accessible even though no objects of the class exist. Void, that means it does not have any return type. Main, the name of the method. Now these string args. These string args, this method must be given an array of strings. So this is the array sign. And the array will be called args. So this is the name of the array. So and again, the Java is all about instance or creating an object. So here, same as we create an object or instance of the bank account class, which is my account. So now we will learn about Java packages. So we created different packages, right? So why we create different packages, or even why we actually create packages? So it is a method for classifying the classes and interfaces. So there will be many classes and interfaces that you will compose or you will create. So when you create all the classes in one package, what will happen? So for example, you created all the classes in one package. If there is an error or you need to find something, if all the classes are in one package, that will be a mess. It will be very difficult to differentiate what is that class or what is the error. So we create different packages to differentiate the workaround about those particular classes. For example, you have student information, all the student information in one package, and you created different class which is related to student, and then you create another package for like courses. So for the courses there will be different course and there will be different class. So you create this course package and write all the classes in this package. So you can finally differentiate where is the course related class, where is the student related class. Now when we want to import another class into my class, for example, I want to load all the classes that is accessible in java installation.java.io. So how you import it? You import like with the import keyword, then you say java.io. This is the IO related. Then you do it like this way, dot star. So this star means that you are loading all the classes accessible in this java.io. But what if I just want one particular class to access, not load all the classes? Then you write in this way, import java.io exception. This only import the IO exception class. Now let's look into this particular three common tastes. So we discussed what is object oriented programming before, but these three, encapsulation, polymorphism and inheritance, these are very important three common traits that consist of object oriented programming. So what is encapsulation? It is a programming mechanism that binds together code and the data it manipulates. So code and data, it will be together, and this is encapsulates all this. Why? Because that keeps both safe from outside interference and misuse. So for example, you want to prevent the access of particular method or variable, then you need to bind it together as an encapsulation. Polymorphism. What is polymorphism? In Greek, it means many forms. It is the quality that allows one interface to access a general class of action. So polymorphism and inheritance, we will look into this later on, but for now we will only concentrate about encapsulation. We will also look into an encapsulation example, but before that you also need to understand what is inheritance means. Here inheritance is the process by which one object can acquire the properties of another object. So this is important because it supports the concept of hierarchical classification. For example, it has a parent class and then you create a child class. Then the child class will inherit some of the properties from the parent class. That's what is about inheritance. So here is an example. So we create a class named person, then we create a private string name is a variable, type is private. Then we set getter and setter method. So get method and also have a return type. So it will return the current name. Both are public. So you can access this one because this one is private. In here, in the setter method, there is a local variable string type new name and it sets the name. So when we create a main class and create an object of this person class, so this object name you can actually give any name of your choice, but here I just give it as a person. Then I want to set a name, so I call this method person.setName and give the name as Abul Hussein. Then I want to see what the name I assigned, so use this getter method and name person.getName. When I call this getName method in here, it will print the name as Abul Hussein. So this is how encapsulation works. Like it is hiding the objects data methods within an object to keep it safe. And that is all for today. I will try to upload tutorials once a week, and if I miss any week then I will try to upload in the next week. And that's all for today.